Okay, so the first step is I'm going to take some cardboard. Now, I happen to have this cardboard left over from some kits that I purchased through Stampin' Up. They always wrap your kits with a base of cardboard, and then all the paper and embellishments have a plastic wrap over it so that everything stays put and wrinkle-free in shipping. So here's the cardboard that I save. Next, I'm going to go to my Big Shot, and I put down just one single plastic tray, and then I'm going to put one of my pieces of cardboard. Next, I picked this die cut to use as my base. So when I'm making this type of a wall sign, a wall decor, I always have to do it on cardboard first. So this is the Sizzix die that I'm going to use. It's a very old die from Stampin' Up. I don't even know if they still make them anymore, but this is the one I'm going to use. So I'm going to set it down, and then I'm going to put my next plate on for my sandwich. So a plate on top, plate on the bottom, cardboard, and my die cut. And that's all I need. And then what I'm going to do is just crank it through. Just had to get it started. So you just crank the sandwich through. It smushes that rubber foam plate down, and it causes it to cut the cardboard. I'm not sure if you knew this, but your Sizzix dies can easily cut cardboard, fabric, all sorts of things. And here it is, all cut out nice. So I'm going to cut this little hole here. Is going to help me pop that out. It's hard to do one-handed, sorry. There we go. So I'm going to pop that out there. And this is going to be my base. So because I'm doing XOXO, I need to have 4 of these, and I'll be back in a second after I get 4 cut. All right, so next I'm going to run my paper through with the exact same die cut. You can use any paper you want. I decided I would like to use the paper that has this really fun shimmer to it to make this background stand out a little bit more. So again, it's plastic on the bottom, die cut, paper, plastic, paper, die cut, and then the plastic again. So I'm gonna run 4 different papers through to give my background. Okay, next I use this die cut to do the very next layer. So far I have the cardboard layer, and then I have this very shimmery paper layer, and then I have this nice glitter layer. And then for the second design, I've got this shimmer with a glitter. And then I'm gonna do my X's and O's next, and then I'll be doing some embellishing. I did cut these little squares as well, and I'm gonna be saving those squares for another project I'm gonna be doing in a little bit to show you. All right, so next I cut out my X's. I decided to not go with sparkly or shimmery paper with my X's because I just thought that would be over the top. And then I also cut out a bunch of little hearts. I have this Stampin' Up! Heart Punch. It's an oldie but goodie. I also have this Stampin' Up! Heart Punch. And I also had this little non-Stampin' Up! Heart Punch that you can just get like at Hobby Lobby or somewhere. But I actually found these 2 heart punches are like almost exactly the same. I wanted to have some variety in my hearts when I put it on and decorate it, so that's why I decided to go with a couple different kinds of punches. All right, so I'm going to glue all this together. I will also be embellishing with these little heart stickers that I got at Hobby Lobby. I think I'm going to try to incorporate this sticker. It is actually a bottle label that I got 24 of them for $1.99, but it was 40% off, so just a little bit over $1. And then this is what I'm going to use for my O's. So XOXO, I'm going to use these hearts for my O's. And these heart stickers, There were 8 of them for $1.99, but then again, 40% off. So just a little bit over $1 for 8 stickers. And I think this is going to make a super cute XOXO. And instead of an O, I'm doing the heart. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut a heart that's just a little bit bigger than this so that it matches about the same size as the X. I think those hearts are just a tiny bit too small. I do have a heart die cut that I can easily get it for you. Here's another Sizzix die cut, and I think this bigger heart would be really good. I'll have to try it out and see for making that heart just a little bit bigger. All right, so I'm going to glue all this together, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay, I got all the pieces glued together, and I put the Happy Valentine's Day up at the top. Here's the X. This is going to be the O, X, O. Now I want to show you the different glues that I use. So to glue the paper onto the cardboard, I just use this glue. This is mono liquid glue. It's by Tombow. It's the green glue. This is the glue that we found works the best for paper crafting. I also used on some of the things that I thought needed a little extra reinforcement. I used this tape strip, and it's by Stampin' Up. And then I also used some dimensionals. Now the dimensionals I just happened to have handy were these strips. Do you see how it has that foamy dimensional? And I use that a lot. Stampin' Up has some hexagon shaped ones, and I use those a lot as well. So if you can see, I have this layer here is flat. The next layer is a dimensional. This one is flat, but I use the tape strip on this because this is a plasticky, shiny paper, so I was concerned about how well it was going to stick. This is just by nature a dimensional, the sticker. It's made of felt, and it had a sticker back, so that was really nice. And then for the X, I did dimensional for the white layer, and I did dimensional on the X. And then the red heart was a sticker that had a little dimensional on it already. Okay, so you just want to give it a little pop-up. Now the next I'm going to do is put this ribbon, a big long piece of ribbon across the back and a loop at the top so that I can mount it easily to my wall and have it all hang together. So I'll show you the finished project as soon as I get my ribbon on. So to apply my ribbon, what I did is I made a little loop at the top and I stapled it together. In my experience, it's just very difficult to get anything to hold with these little signs. So stapling it, it's going to be hidden anyway. I know there is a paper crafting technique that staples are kind of cool to show, but for this one, it's going to be hidden. So I'm not too worried about it. So I lined my tape runner and I used this type of tape, this roll of super sticky tape. I lined it all the way down the middle. I left about a half of an inch. I left about a half-inch gap in between this square and the next square. And I'm gonna try to keep that consistent. What I did first is I counted over to the 5th little scallop at the top and the bottom so that I could make sure I got my tape in the exact center. And then I try to line up my ribbon with that exact center of the tape it down, leaving that half-inch gap in between each square. And here's the finished product hanging on my wall. So this makes a really fun, quick, last-minute Valentine gift if you're looking for something, or just a cute decoration for your own wall. Now I'm going to get ready to show you version 2. So if you can see this wall, here's how I've decorated my table. There's the wall that's there. I just like to add a little holiday something on either side of my family sign. So I need something over on the right. And get ready, here's the next version. Here's the other little paper craft wall decor that I made. This one says love. So I used a doily with a red piece of fabric behind it, cut out some little hearts, and cut out my L. I did a heart for the O. Here's the V and the E, and then Happy Valentine's Day. So I tried to make this one look maybe a little more rustic, not quite so glittery and glam, just to try to show you a different way. So this one says love. The L, you can't really tell, doesn't show up quite as well in the video, but it really does show up well in person. It's just a dreary, rainy day here today. So here's how the wall looks, and then the table is decorated with a red and white tablecloth and some flowers. So hopefully that gave you a couple of ideas for some last minute Valentine decorations or presents.